Good night once again. M.M Out here, over there, everywhere, all over the place. In this case, right here. And as you know by now, with the Apostle Leroy Canterbury, he who contested the last 2 general elections, and he expects to contest the very next one. Apostle, how are you this week, sir?
Fantastic.
Very good, very good, very good. I'm going to say hi right away to Flip Flop Queen. That's from Welcome to Your Facebook, based in Trinidad. Troy King from Keep It Real, right here in Barbados. And from Dennis Worrell, right here in Barbados. And I hope your knee is coming on well. And yes, all of that food is for me. You know what I'm talking about. Apostle, I like to start with this, and I want to put a stop to this. You know, I like to chop people's head off. I like to, kill it before it grows. And this is the one Henry Rock, who lives in Six Mens, one of our most fierce critics.
Okay.
And we like that, because that way we know if we're going wrong or which direction we're going. I'd like to ask you a question. Now, the Apostle Leroy Canterbury is an apostle. He's also a politician. That's why he's on this show, in the capacity of a politician. And I'd like to dispel a rumor and something I've heard Mr. Rock saying. I'm going to ask you this as an apostle, a man of the cloth, whose integrity cannot be challenged. In any of our interviews, do you have any idea at all what I'm going to talk about before you sit in that chair?
Absolutely none at all. None at all.
Okay, that's for you, Mr. Rock. Because Mr. Rock seems to think that what we do here is rehearsed.
Okay.
It's not. It's not rehearsed. Because if it was rehearsed, it would be an act.
Right.
And I've said that several times. Several times.
Well, that's a plus. That is a plus for what you're doing, Mr. Morris, because never in all of the interviews we've never done anything scripted.
Never scripted. Never rehearsed.
So if someone out there believes that what we're doing is rehearsed,
yeah,
when it's not, then
it
says a lot for what's
and I shall reiterate, he does not know what I'm going to talk about till he sits down in that chair.
I don't even know what you're going to ask me. That's
nothing.
Yeah.
It's all in here.
Yeah.
Because this is my show. This is M.M Out There. Yeah. He is a guest on this show like any other. And I'll tell you something. There are more than 15 prominent people who were supposed to be on this show. And you know why they're not on this show? Because they want it scripted.
Wow.
They want to know what I'm going to ask them. They want to tell me what I'm going to ask them. And that shall never happen.
Okay.
Some of them are in the House of Assembly right now.
Right.
Some were in the House of Assembly. And other prominent business people. M.M Out There does not work that way. And talking about not working that way, this week, this is a sort of the same scenario. The Minister of Environment, Trevor Prescod, was somewhere planting some trees, which is good. You know, trees are good for the environment. They give up oxygen and taking carbon dioxide.
Of course.
And one of the journalists who were present asked him about the situation with the garbage trucks that he promised since a few weeks after the election, which have not yet arrived. And he went into this, he became very crass. He went into this tirade about he is not God and he can't perform miracles. And that very unbecoming of a minister, of a government minister. You know, I was amazed when I saw it. What's your take on that, on his behavior?
Well, listen.
He seems to be annoyed about something.
Listen, these garbage trucks have been promised even since the former government. And you've heard all kind of stuff. They're still on the boat. They're still this. They're still this. They've arrived, but they're in this place. They're ready to be licensed. And you just can't seem. It's like one lie after another after another. Okay, so one of the things that we have to understand here, Mr. Morris, about these situations is that the Barbados Labour Party right now cannot afford, they cannot afford to be in a position where they disappoint the government. They, like the Democratic Labour Party, the Barbados Labour Party is on their last leg politically. Now, whenever they lose the government, that's going to be it. Whenever the Barbadian population gets wise enough to say, you know what, this is the same thing over and over, we're going to do something new come next election. Whenever the Barbados Labour Party has exited the political scene in this country, that is it. So it is very important right now, which I understand why our Prime Minister is making sure that at any function, she's the one speaking. And I've seen this over and over. If it's a,
well, of course, being surrounded by idiots, she has to do the talking.
Well, and I've seen this over and over and over and over, except with a couple, with the exception of a couple of ministers, but with everyone else, you know, I've seen where there's an event for tourism. I see the Minister of Tourism standing there. I see the Prime Minister speaking. I see it's you know, an event, you know, and you see the Minister speaking while the Prime Minister is speaking while the Minister is standing there. It's almost like there's this attempt to make sure that nothing goes wrong. But what we see here is when you make a promise to an individual, you must fulfill that promise, which is one of the things I always say to my members. Anytime that I stand in front of you and I tell you, okay, we need to raise this funds to paint this wall blue, then in due course, that wall must be painted blue. My dad has always spoke to me about making promises. You should never make promises you cannot fulfill, which is one of the things that the Barbados Labour Party did during their campaign, and now they're stuck with that.
Yes. I've known Trevor Prescod for many years, and I was actually amazed at his behavior. It was totally out of protocol.
Right.
He seemed to be so irritated, right? I am not a miracle man, I am not God. Yes.
You're the minister.
Well,
you're
the Minister of Environment, and you promised these tracks.
Yeah.
And you guys, as a collection, a collective group, promise a lot of things, right? As if you were miracle men, as if you were gods, and you were going to perform these miracles. So that's why the journalists asked you those questions.
You know, you know, even looking at some of the anomalies, I took a view of the lady who was very, very, very angry about the situation with the water in St. Joseph.
I was about to get to that.
Okay, I'm going to step back and
I was about to get to that.
That's very serious.
St. Joseph, but before I get to that, Sherman St. Lucie, which is where I'm from, there was this hole in the road, you know, for months, for weeks. One of the two ministers in the Ministry of Transport and Works passes that hole every week. Every week. What happened this week?
Yeah.
A car,
that's right.
the front right wheel went flash down that hole.
Yeah.
I mean, dead stop.
That's it.
Fortunately, the waterworks were digging a hole just around the corner. And they had a crane, that sort of thing. So they were able to pull it out in a few minutes. Now that could have caused serious injury.
It could have.
Right?
That's true.
That could have caused serious injury. So they then went on now to dig past this hole. So they have all up there dug up now.
Yeah. I saw it.
You saw it?
I saw it. Yes.
Now, you should see it at night.
It's very dangerous at night because...
You see where it is around the corner?
That's correct.
Now, I want to see how long. But obviously I'm talking now, so they're probably going to fix it.
Yeah.
But I want to see how long they're going to let that stay there around that corner till somebody loses their life.
Yeah, it's not even properly lighted. That's the whole issue.
It's not lighted at all, not properly lighted. It's not lighted at all. And it's around a corner.
It's around the corner.
Already the ZRs and the trucks are traversing on not the road.
They're on the beach side.
Right, they're on the beach side, on the grass there.
Yeah.
Right?
It's cut the road into less than half.
Yes.
So,
And these guys are going around there. Unfortunately for me, every time I pass there, something seems to be coming this way or that way.
Right.
Only when I pass. But I know it won't be long. People coming from Motown at night, drinking, that sort of thing, or from other activities, and come around that corner and someone loses their life.
It's not going to be a
Right?
while before something actually happens there.
The important thing here is that one of the ministers in the Ministry of Transport passes by that road every week. That is one of the idiots that I'm always talking about. The two idiots in the Ministry of Transport. One of them, they pass, who is the representative of St. Lucie.
Okay.
He passes there
Well, that's
every week.
That's clear.
So that's a serious indictment on him. A serious indictment on him. And as I said before, I have it on film. That driver avoided serious injury.
That's true.
You should have seen it. The car was flushed
Yeah.
down. I'll show it to you. I have it on my phone.
Okay.
Flushed down in this hole. Right? And if you thought that was a hole then, you should see how they have it now. And right around the corner, very, very dangerous. Apostle, our time for the first part is running out, but this is what's going to happen. I intend to start the second part about that thing in St. Joseph,
Wow.
which is the stronghold of the Barbados Labour Party. And someone sent me a clip. Someone sent me a clip, and these people were very, very, very annoyed. They were very, very, very annoyed. See, the people are actually being seen that they were hoodwinked in the last elections. And out of frustration and that sort of thing, they actually voted to get rid of one party, but they replaced that party with the same ilk. Except for a few minor occasions, like let's say St. Lucie and that sort of thing. Okay? And they're beginning to realize it. And it's not going well at all. Not going well at all. I dare say if they had an election within 6 months, that it would be a very, very serious
It would be
situation.
a different outcome. As a matter of fact, again, you go back to what the Mighty Gabby sang, BLP, DLP, Seeing Philosophy.
Yeah.
But one of the songs that he penned that really speaks to,
Volume.
prophetically,
Yeah.
that he says, one of these days the people will wake up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that Barbadians really wake up and realize that we have to take our country beyond. And I've always seen this. I know a lot of people have problems, but our country is not going to go forward until we move beyond the Barbados Labour Party and the Democratic Labour Party.
I mean, if people actually seen this clip with those people in St. Joseph, they were a very irate group. Very, very irate group. If they had to vote tomorrow, Dale Marshall would be in trouble.
Listen, 4 weeks without water is a travesty in Barbados. I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
Not even in the days of Standpipe. I've not heard of it.
Talking about that, we'll also talk about the water situation when we come back in the next session.
Yes, sir.
So this is the end of part 1. M.M Out There, over there, everywhere, all over the place. We're going to take a short break and we'll be back with part 2. Apostle, let's make our exit.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.